Okay. So, Chirag, uh, some problem at my end. So, let's start with your introduction. Once again, your qualification, year of pass out, percentage. When did you complete your classes here at PSA? Which company you got placed in, and the package details. Right?
Okay.
Let's begin.
So, hi everyone. My name is Chirag, and I'm basically from Delhi. And I have completed my BTech in Marine Engineering in 2021 August with an aggregate percentage of 83.3%. And after that, after a year-long gap, I actually joined Pankaj Sir Academy on 20 in the batch of 24th May 2022, and it went on for 3.5 months or something. And I was an offline attendee actually, but due to some issues, actually the batch was still going on, and due to some problems at my end, I asked sir permission to get the access of previous lectures so that I could go ahead and complete the lectures a little bit before the time, because actually there was some problem going on at my place, as I told. So the batch was supposed to end on 24th of September, but me and my roommates actually have completed the classes by 11th of September by ourselves, as sir know very well about it. And after that, completing the classes by ourselves, we actually asked sir that can we apply for the jobs, because we already got the knowledge about how to apply and how to make CV and everything about it. So sir said that if you completed your classes and everything, so you can go ahead and start applying for the jobs through Naukri portal, as sir told. So after that, we actually made our CV. We actually followed every single step that sir has told, and we made our CV and every detail that we were supposed to follow. And after 5 to 6 days, we were actually started to get the calls from Naukri.com itself. And basically, I have given interviews in two companies. The first one is TCS, and the second one is Volkswagen, and I somehow cleared both of them. And my lowest package was 4.09 LPA. That was from TCS, and I cleared the interview second one from Volkswagen, and that was for 7.8 LPA. And as from the package, I selected Volkswagen because actually my hometown is in Delhi, and the office they provided me, it is in Delhi, and they were providing hybrid work, that is 3 days from home and 2 days from office. So they provided a decent package, giving me a hybrid work, and it is kind of a product-based company which have a multinational brand. Actually, everyone knows Volkswagen, and some of the big car brands actually come under that, and it is kind of a product base, so it gives a boost to my CV when I join them. And recently, actually, on Wednesday, actually, I got a call from the project head of one of the biggest project that Volkswagen have currently that is going on. I got a call from them that they said they are looking for some fresh talent, and they actually were looking through my profile and they kind of liked it, so they would like to conduct an internal interview. So they actually called me and they said they called me at 2 p.m. I guess, and at 2:30 they conducted the interview regarding core Java, advanced Java, Spring Boot, and all. So when I joined, it went for 30 minutes, and mainly they only cared about at that point of time was actually Java 8 features, and most importantly in that was Stream API. So they were actually asking for some coding questions, like they gave me some random data and they told me to sort it out, find the maximum one, to find out the distinct values from them, to give them the repeated values on the screen and all. They actually made me like do it on the Eclipse IDE, not just write it on the notepad or something, because they actually wanted to see if the code was working or not. So after that 30 minutes interview, I actually cleared it, and in few days I'm going to get deployed on that project, as I said. So that was basically everything about me.
Right. So these guys actually had taken the recorded classes of the previous batch to finish the classes quickly, and before the batch got over, they started with the placements actually. So tell us about the interview questions in Volkswagen, not after joining, but before joining, what all questions they asked. Please tell us one by one.
Okay, for sure. So the thing was, actually they actually don't just start coming up with all of the questions. They actually ask about your introduction, about how you're doing, where you're from, this, that. And then they actually, what I noticed this time is actually they ask you to rate yourself in the particular skills that you have mentioned in the CV. And that was kind of new for me because I didn't knew that they were gonna ask this kind of question, because it's really hard for someone to rate themselves. So they actually, pinpointing out that how can you rate yourself from 5 in core Java, advanced Java, Spring Boot, MySQL, Postman, Hibernate. So they were like pretty peculiar about those things. So they started with the core Java. So core Java was very strong because I followed the sir notes, and some of my friends are actually already working in IT companies right now. And when I actually talked with them, they actually don't even know like 50 to 60% of what we knew in the 3 months only that was teaching by us by the sir. So I was pretty confident in core Java as well as advanced Java. So I told them that it was 5 out of 5. So they were pretty happy. Yeah, I knew core Java and all. So they started with the core Java. Actually, they started with the very basic things: how to create objects, so how many ways you can create object, types of exception, class of casting, down casting, and we go with the array list, threads, daemon. What are daemon thread, and like every basic. Mainly, they were focusing on actually was Java 8 features.
Okay, so Java 8 features, stream API, optional class, lambdas expression,
Yes.
right? And what else, Chirag?
So basically, from core Java, that's what they
Default
asked, and
keyword.
exactly they were asking about string tokenizer, string buffer, string builder. They actually asked me some coding questions about the string itself, like can you find out how many letters are there, some regular expression, all those stuff they asked from the core Java itself. From it, when they moved on to the advanced Java, they asked me to rate again. So I rated, and then they started how to interact with the database, which database you were using in your project, how to write the queries, how you're going to write the code in the Eclipse IDE, about connecting with the MySQL database, like that driver manager.get connection and all. They told me to write it down, and that advanced Java, about those things. They asked me about some JSP pages and HTML pages differences, application server and web server difference. And that's what they asked about. And after that, they didn't ask much about advanced Java. After that, they went on actually directly onto uh, Spring Boot. They asked me one question about MySQL. I actually don't remember, and that was just only one question because I did not actually prepared for it, because they called me in afternoon at 2 p.m. saying that we are actually looking for some candidates for Volkswagen, and we are going to conduct your interview in the next 1 hour. So they gave me the timing that at 3 a.m. your interview will be conducted. So I only got 1 hour to prepare because I didn't knew that it was going to happen all of a sudden. So I told them that I didn't got the chance to prepare that much about SQL. So they told me that because I was giving every answer like about perfect. So they told me that I'm just going to ask you one MySQL question, and if you can answer that, it would be very nice. But he asked me something, I wasn't able to answer it. And during the first question that he asked me, the first question he asked me was that, tell me the difference between try catch and try reserve. I knew about try catch, but I never heard about try reserve. So I told him that I knew the half of it, and I just tried to explain the try catch. And when it came to the try reserve part, I told him that, sir, I really don't know about it. I never used it or never saw it, but I'm willing to look out into it after the interview. So he was like, he was not expecting for me to say that I was going to look into it after the interview. So he got really happy at that point of time. So he went on to chill mode after that, and he actually started asking about Spring Boot and Hibernate, about some annotations, how to interact with the SQL using Spring Boot, and how we're going to use Hibernate, how we're going to create entity class, repository layer, what were my roles in my project which we were doing, and how we're going to update the record in the Spring Boot using Hibernate and all, and the JSP pages, and what is the code that we're going to write using the repository layer. So everything they asked about it. That was the first round. And after that, it went for around 1 hour or something. So after that 1 hour of interview, so he told me that HR will get back to me. And after like 20 to 30 minutes, I got a call back that your second round is going to be conducted today as well. And if you clear that one, so you're going to be like selected, and I'm going to tell you right away that you're selected, so that we can just go on with your proceeding to onboarding with the Volkswagen and all. So I said, okay. So my interview got over at near about 4, and he told me that the next round of interview will be starting by 6. So when I joined the second one, he told me that it is just going to be a managerial round. So I was not, very much uh, thinking about it, what I should study or not, because he told me that it was just going to be normal like a HR round. But when I actually got into it, it was actually the second part of technical round, and I didn't actually studied for it because I thought it was going to be HR round. So when I went into it, he just asked me just normal questions about like serialization, deserialization, and all. And he just asked me one two question about Java, and then he suddenly moved on to direct agile methodology. He asked me straight up questions from like direct production and deployment of projects using agile methodology, what we were following, how we're going to deploy the project, if the customer, like the client we have, if we are talking to them daily and if they are giving us a short term goal, and if we are not able to accomplish that, so how are we gonna de-escalate the client at that point of time, because the client gave us a deadline because their product was supposed to be launched before some date, but we actually, some due to some our team of members, it got delayed. So how are we going to handle that situation? Were we actually talking to clients during our time at our company? And it was actually very deep, and I was only able to answer 30 to 40% questions. But actually it was agile methodology, and it was not something like there are some hard written rules there. It is just like a normal procedure that company follows, so we can mold it into a different answer if we don't know about it. So that's how I answered all of them in second interview, because he was not looking for perfect answer, he was looking for just that we can handle some situation at a certain time. So that's what he was looking for, and I just went on with the presence of mind, whatever my, like, I was thinking about. And I just told him, and at last he was happy that if we got selected, we have um, uh, Spring Security and all, we have cloud computing, we have Microsoft Azure, every technology we have. And if you are looking forward to learn this, this is going to be a really great place. And I think you should, if you get the offer, you should join this Volkswagen and all. So I was like, okay, but I called back the HR same day that if I got selected. He didn't pick up the call, but next morning he called that I got selected and all. So that's
All
what's
right. So
the
you're
thing.
very happy after getting selected.
Exactly. So because it was in my hometown, the package was decent, and then it was a hybrid work.
Right. So thank you so much, Chirag, for joining, sharing your experience. One thing, what we need to learn from Chirag is no need to answer 100% everything. Whatever you know, answer that right. And what you don't know, better tell them, I don't know. I will learn this. I'll prepare for my next interview. Right. So this is something junior studying here. You should learn from this interaction, what we had with Chirag. Thank you so much, Chirag. Okay. So any
Thank you.
advices
So
to your juniors?
just don't go with some people. Actually, when I was in my batch, actually some people were actually from the CS and BCA background and all, and they actually had some previous experiences regarding that. They have learned a little bit more. And when we were actually trying to learn something, that when some array topic was going on, some collections was going on, they were actually trying to be pretty smart at that time, and they were actually teaching us some things that we didn't knew about, and they were actually you know talking to everyone and creating a scene in the groups and all. And when I talked to them about talked to them about it, they were like that we are sharing our knowledge and this and that, what is your problem? And then I stopped talking in the groups and all. So don't feel like you have to talk to everyone if they are having a little bit of extra knowledge. Just follow what sir is teaching, and trust me, it is more than enough. It is really more than enough. You are going to think at some point that sir is only taking 15 to 20 minutes of class per day. Is it enough or is it not? Trust me, it is more than enough. And when you're going to go back to your room and practice everything what sir has told, it is hell of a lot more than 15 minutes than sir have told. So just trust the process and you're going to get placed.
Right. Thank you, Chirag. Take care. Bye bye. Let's
Thank you, sir.
invite
You
the
too.
next candidate for the day, Lakshmi Dhar. Okay, so Lakshmi Dhar, very good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So we have Lakshmi Dhar here.
Yes, sir.
Let's start,
Ac-
Lakshmi Dhar, with your.
Actually, sir, I will staying in my native place. Some network issue. Can I mute my camera?
Yeah, yeah, sure. You can mute your camera, no problem.
Okay,
But
okay,
things
sir.
looks fine.
Okay, sir.
Go
Thank you,
ahead.
sir.
If it gets stuck, then we'll mute the camera. Uh,
Okay, sir.
so let's start, Lakshmi Dhar, with your introduction. What's your qualification, year of pass out, percentage, companies you've got placed in, highest, lowest package? Please do let us know.
Good morning, sir. I am Lakshmi Sahu. I'm basically from Odisha, and I completed engineering in 2019 for mechanical background. Then after I will joining PSA, and my secure percentage all 82 percentage, and I placed for company like a Plastic City, that is one startup based company, and after that Birla Soft and Infosys, then Global Logic, and I will joining in Global Logic. And my lowest package is 4.5 LPA and highest package is 6.3 LPA, that is Global Logic. And I will recently work at training period and work from home. Now my training going on. Continue.
Okay, so Lakshmi, let's start with all the interview questions. Please share your experience with us so that the other students will get to know what questions are being asked in interviews.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Actually, sir, basically he's asking like in core Java OOPS concept, basically focus in OOPS concept, Java 8 feature, and collection and exception handling. Like that is important for interview as well as our project also. And basically he's asking double equal to dot equal to difference, and what is class, what is method, what is marker interface, and what is exception, and also can you override private and static method in Java, and how to create a immutable class, and what is singleton class in Java, and what is wrapper class, and what is constructor, and what is default constructor, parameterized constructor, and serialization, deserialization difference. And also in OOPS concept, in Java 8 feature, he is asking stream API concept, basically stream API, and lambda's expression. Basically, he's asking Java 8, and he's asking explain checked, unchecked exception, and difference between error and exception, and also in OOPS concept, he's asking the OOPS for filler like inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation, like that, and difference between interface and abstract class, and how to handle exception, and how do you achieve abstraction in Java, and why multiple inheritance in not present in Java, like that. And also in thread he's asking like how thread can be created, and the thread life cycle, and difference between throws, and difference between finally, finalized, like that. And in collection he is asking like difference between array list, linked list, and difference between a hash table, hash map, and internal working of hash map, like, and explain collection hierarchy, and what is a hash map, and difference between a hash map, link hash map, like, and hash map and identity hash map, list and set difference, and array list vector difference, like that. And in string he is asking like double equal to and dot equal to difference, and string constant pool, and why string is immutable, and string buffer, string builder, like that. And string, and also he's asking in advanced Java hibernate, and spring boot and hibernate all annotation, and difference between spring boot, and explain spring MVC, and like that, servlet life cycle, like that. And coding he's asking like remove the duplicate element, why do you use, sorry, hello,
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Coding questions, remove
yes sir.
duplicate elements from an array. Then what else can you
And
tell us, Lakshmi? Because this is
reverse
important.
string, reverse string,
Hmm.
like, and find the second largest number, and from the integer, and bubble sort the array using bubble sort, like that, like that, sir. And HR round
Okay,
he's asking like introduction and family background, and where is your company located, and what was your client, like
okay,
that.
okay. So you got only three questions in coding. One is remove duplicate elements. bubble sort, reverse string.
Yes, sir. Another coding is like a prime number.
Prime number, then
Yes, sir. And stream API coding. Some using you sort the element by using stream API. You in last class you what are studying in stream API, that is sufficient.
okay.
That is enough.
So stream
Yes.
API some basic logical questions. Whatever last 10 days we are
Yes,
covering it.
yes, sir. Stream API and lambdas expression, that is very very important.
Which batch you are from, Lakshmidhar?
February 16, sir.
Feb 16.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So how many months over in companies?
So actually 1 month complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Lakshmi, sir, any advice you want to give it to your juniors?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, in advice given whatever you study, given the teaching, that will be enough. And if you not understand, see recording class twice, thrice, like, and make team 4 to 5 member and daily discussion like in Zoom meeting, mock test and discussion. And priority maximum give to coding practice. That is important for in project.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So a group, preparing in a group, daily
Yeah, yeah.
practicing, giving mocks, these are
Yes,
important. That is what Lakshmidhar is telling.
yes, sir. And sir, what are you teaching in class? That is very very important. That when you complete the class, come a room and that video twice, thrice you will see, because that is very very important for ep- that you study is teaching in 1 hour. That is enough for 1 day practice.
Right. So
Yes,
let's invite the next candidate for the day, Kamalakanta Giri. Thank you so much, Lakshmidhar. Bye bye. Take care.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very good evening, Kamalakanta.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening. Let's start with your introduction. What's your qualification, year of pass out, percentage?
At first, thank you, sir, to invite me, and a special thanks for you, sir, because I got job only for you. Sir, I'm Kamalakanta Giri. Basically, sir, I'm from Odisha, and I have completed my engineering in 2019 in electrical engineering in Balesar College of Engineering and Technology, and a secure percentage 73%. And I have joined February 16 batch, and I have attended a 13 interview and clear for interview like Bluenet Ventures, Billasoft, and GST Global, and iExits. Sir, my lowest package is 5.5 LPA, and my highest package is 7.6 LPA. That gives to iExits Technology. This company is located in Kormangala, sir, near of me. And the interview asked me the question, whatever the studies, like what is inheritance, how to achieve inheritance, and why class level Java does not support multiple inheritance. And the most important question is like ops concept and Java 8 features and some annotations and uh, internal working of hedge map and what is intern method, what is string, why string is immutable, difference between interface and abstract class, and what is exception and errors, difference between exceptions and errors, and in collections part they commonly ask difference between array list and difference between set and list, and also difference between like a array list and a linked list, what is the difference between hash map and hash table, and a difference between like a advanced Java. He's asked me like a difference between Hibernate and JPA, and also the Hibernate mapping, and what and like I finally throws keyword, and how to create a own customized exception class, and what so what is the return type of the constructor, and can we overload in main method, And can we override main method? And also asking Spring IOC, Spring bin life cycle. And also coding part, whatever sir you study like how to remove duplicate element and maximum minimum salary and how to reverse the string and the common coding question as every company is asked me like a occurrence characters and some like a in a SQL part to give me to ask me like that to maximum minimum salary and the names start with like S and actually sir in the last company I have cleared like a 4 rounds of interview. First one is like a technical interview and second one is a managerial round. And in managerial round, he's asked me like whatever you project develop, what is the role and responsibility in this project, what type of technology used, and in like also I attended in a vice president round, and in that round he's just asked me why you leave that company, why you choose in our organization. Then the last one is like it's a round. In it's a round, just ask me what is your introduction and whatever expectation salary you have a offer letter. So that's type of question are facing, sir.
Right. So thank you so much, Kamalakanta Giri, joining us and giving all these questions. We will also take all these questions from the
Yes,
students,
yes,
and
sir.
I'll be sharing it with other students soon. Any other advices you want to give it to your junior?
Actually, sir, just I advise you just follow Pankaj Sir Academy, Pankaj Sir notes, and you got blessed. Sir, actually, in first for interview, I have a problem, face problem, and then I will like study 1 to 2 times in your recorded video. Then I have cleared for interview out of 13, sir. So whatever you study, sir, that is enough to got a place, sir.
Okay, so thank you. Any other place student? Because I had some other names. Would you wish to join? Please. Yeah, I have one more name. Let me invite him. Usman. Very good evening, Usman Kamalakanta Giri. Thank you so much for joining us, taking out time, giving all valuable inputs. Good evening, Usman.
Good evening, sir. First of all, a big thank to you, sir, as well as to your team. So I will introduce myself. So I'm Usman Farooq from 28 September batch, sir. It's quite long, I think. 28
Yeah,
September batch.
September. Very long actually.
28. Yeah, but I got placed in August, sir, because I have taken quite long time to apply because the first thing was I'm from non-IT background, so our classes got over on Jan 17th. So after that, I thought let us because I was quite up to date whatever you were doing. So I thought let us go with this. But later on, I thought since I was having some kind of fear, so I thought let us go with the basics again. So again, I went with your all the recording sessions 2-3 times, sir. So again, I have taken around 2-3 months each and every questions. And apart from that, I was simultaneously watching your alumni uh, and I'm taking questions. Then I used to contact to Sania to get the place candidates number. So she was quite helping me out. So I was taking their inputs. So uh, in total, I've given sir around 8 interviews. I've started in May. I've applied
Okay.
on 8th of May, and my first interview was on 15th of May. And on the same day, I was having 2 interviews. So the first was Prodap Solutions, and the second was CGI. So both didn't got well because I was quite nervous. So then I remembered you. You told because the initial interviews won't be going good. somewhere you will be somewhere here and there, but just make sure whatever you won't give the answers, you will take that inputs and make sure when you give your next interview, you need to be very much perfect with all those things. So I followed that, sir. Whatever you have given, I followed that. And yeah, 3-4 interviews again, I've given my best, but unfortunately I couldn't make. So my 7th and 8th interview, that was TCS and Capgemini. So sir, it happened in somewhere in June, both the interviews, and I got that result in July. So I got a call that Usman, you have been selected, and we will be conducting your manager round. So will you be available? So I told, yeah. So the same dates, both in manager round, it happened. So I got selected to Capgemini as well as TCS. So when I got the offer letter from after clearing the manager round, again I got a call from Newgen as well as Cognizant. So, but I already have taken the offer from Capgemini, so I haven't taken both offers. So it was quite great, sir. The experience was quite great because the process was quite simple, sir. Because
Right.
I was
So
sure,
what
sir.
is your qualification, Usman? Because you said you're from a non-technical background.
So no, sir, non-IT background. I've
No.
done my B mechanical
Okay, okay,
in the
okay,
year
okay.
2018 with a minimum percentage, I can say, not more percentage, with a minimum percentage. And
How
I was
much
working, sir.
minimum when you say?
Minimum means it's a 56%, sir. 56%, and
Okay.
I was working, sir, in one of the production companies in Bangalore itself. So after COVID, after COVID, things got changed. So somehow I was working from home because I was working as a design engineer. So again, things got, when second lockdown happened, again things got changed. So I got terminated. So I thought now I have to make a firm decision. Then I thought of getting into IT. So I learned myself Python. But when I spoken to one of my friends and my few cousins, they told, Usman, see, Python is there, but if you have Java, uh, you can get many job offers, because Java is base for everything. Because every company relies on Java in whichever domain you work. Then I thought, yeah, uh, I need to learn Java. So, sir, on 27th, I still remember the date, sir. I was just going through YouTube for Java, which is the best institute for Java in Bangalore. So, sir, I saw your poster, and there was instantly I made a decision. No, I should join this, because I saw you with Madhuri Dixit. So I thought, no, this is one of the best, I think, institute, because sir is getting an award from one of the best celebrities. So I instantly called to the PSA Academy. Then I told I want to book a seat for this Java. So on the same day, sir, 28 September itself, I booked without having another decision. I instantly booked that slot. So yes, sir, the process was very good for me. I think maybe I have taken quite long time, but I was sure that I would be getting definitely getting placed, because for me, what I thought is uh, we should be very much optimistic. We should not take negative vibes. Uh, because in our group also people are telling, I'm not getting placed, we need some more content, because some or other sir is not giving that much content. So for me, what I think is, whatever content you have given, sir, it is much more, because the questions will be similar, sir, because what I got the questions, it is quite similar what everybody is getting, like OOPS concept, Java 8 features, and the brief introduction about yourself as well as your project. So that is the main thing, I think.
So did your friends also get placed finally?
So yes, sir. many of my friends got PSA, and in fact they're happy. And one of my friend he's still looking for job. So I told it's better if you come to Bangalore, because yeah, he's giving his best, sir. He's giving his best. But I told it's quite better if you come from your hometown to Bangalore, because in Bangalore you always have open opportunities. You can directly go to the places, or in fact, you can come to the institute. You can have a contact with Pankaj sir. But he's giving his best. In fact, he got placed in one of the companies, sir. But they haven't declared the result. They told after Diwali hopefully we'll be giving you the result for the manager round. So hopefully he is thinking that he'll be getting placed.
Right. So I hope today's alumni meet was confidence giving, very transparent,
And in fact, sir, I
and
would, in fact, I would say, sir, we should, I would like to say, sir, that we should always work for the process, sir. In fact, looking for the results that whether I will be getting placed or not. So, that people always have a dilemma that my friends are getting placed, I'm not getting placed. We should not think of others, how, whether they are getting placed or not. We should be on our processor, what I felt, because at the end of the day, everybody will be getting placed. It all depends on your dedication and your hard work, and there is no shortcut, what I felt. If you're studying for just for 2-3 hours, that should be or whatever you have given. If we do that, it is more than enough. And practice, sir. What I felt, whatever the project you have given, like location project, CRM project, I have practiced thoroughly, sir, 3-4 times. And that helped me out, sir. Because in manager round, in Capgemini, sir, there were 2 manager rounds, sir. It happened for me. And the first for Capgemini, and then for the client, sir. Profence, that is my client. So again, sir, the manager was, so they were asking so much depth questions, but somehow I handled it very well. And in that interview only, sir, I got to know why I got selected, sir. Maybe I've given many interviews, but after the interview, the madam asked me, Usman, do you have any questions? So probably in every interviews, I was not asking. But yeah, the interview was asking, Usman, the interview was over. Do you have any questions? But I was not telling. No, sir. No, sir, like this. But in that interview, sir, I asked, yes, ma'am, I do have questions. She asked me, what is your question? I said, ma'am, how can I improve myself for my upcoming interviews, for my future? So she said me only one thing, sir, that I still remember. Usman, if you know how and why, everything will be easy, because you don't need to remember anything. If you know how and why, because that are the basics for everything. So I think that is the one thing, maybe the attitude, maybe she liked. Because if we don't ask the questions, they think only, okay, he just wanted to give an interview. We don't have any further questions. We need to ask questions, how we can improve. In fact, many of the interviews, what I have given, I did a few mistakes. Then I was telling openly, sorry, sir, I couldn't, I'm not able to, recollect those answers. But definitely after the interview, I'll be go through this once. So that definitely helped me out, sir, because I was taking the questions, whatever I was not able to answer, and I was making sure that in the next interview, I'll be giving my best. So that's how
right.
it happened, sir. So I will,
Very
I want to, thank from bottom of my heart, sir, because, the whole life changed, sir, for me. Yeah. If I just look back for 5 months back, I was quite depressed, sir. I'm working hard. I'm not getting job, but I thought there is time will come. I was having patience and all. So if I just look back, I'm really grateful to you, sir, to you as well, to your whole team, Ahmed sir, Sania, everyone, because they're all the part of this, my hard work, whatever, everything. So I'm really grateful to you, sir.
thank you so much, Ushman. Last question one student is asking, frequently, what is your package?
So the package is what I got is 6, and with the joining bonus of 50,000.
Right. Thank you once again. I hope, guys, today's session was very confidence giving, where students have shared their experience wholeheartedly, transparently, whatsoever it is, openly. That's what I liked about today's show, and happy Diwali to all of you well in advance. We'll soon again meet you in the class coming Wednesday. Right? Bye bye. Take care.